and see for that one. But we'll start with our award winners. We'll go award winners early. Obviously, again, we'll review these back at the end of the season. I want to start with a breakout player. I want to get us kicked off here. This is some ball knowledge. Yeah, I'm going to drop. From Everton, Tandy Barry, centre forward, 16 goals, 4 assists for Villarreal and Basel last year. I think he goes on. Everton looks serious. Grealish might be coming. Dewsbury Hall, we were talking about earlier, is there. David Moyes, new stadium. The vibes are high at Everton. Yeah. I think Barry smashes it proper. I think he's 6'3", 6'4", big striker. From what I've seen, good with the ball at his feet. Yeah. And this is a really road call. He's an Isaac type mould. He's quick enough. He's tall and lanky. He's got that build. And it seems like the Isaac build with Ekatike, Isaac obviously, in the transfer news, this has gone under the radar as he is that mould of striker. Yeah. And I think it's really underrated. He'll be the breakout player. He's 21 or 22 years old. So it's going to be exciting times for Everton. So I've gone Barry as my breakout player this season.
No, that's fair. Look, my predictions have a very common theme here. It's either like Arsenal or it's
Big Six.
Or it's like I am the casual. We've spoken about it. It's casual on the couch, mate. Casual on the couch. Yeah. No, I've gone Ethan Neri. So I know he had a bit of a breakout year last year, but I feel like he just signed the new deal. I think as of this morning, I woke up and that was like, he signed a new 2030 extension. So I was getting a bit nervy about that. And I feel like contingent on that deal is that he's going to get more minutes this year.
For sure.
And, I'm hoping to see him play potentially more central. And potentially, I don't know, see Odegaard drop in a bit deeper and let Ranieri do what he does on the ball. And I don't know, let's see, hopefully he gets 1,500 or sort of 2,000 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see, potentially young player of the year. But if not, just sort of see him build on last year and have more Premier League influence and do his thing. I'm keen to see him.
You'll be competing on full front for the Cups,
Do
you have him in the 10 or on the right?
I would like to see him play in the 10 because I'd like to see him and Saka on the pitch at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love Odegaard, but I feel like we could probably use a more direct player at the 10 at times and switch that up a little bit. And I think he offers something different to what Martin does at the 10. So
crunch time for Martin Odegaard, I feel like.
Yeah.
If anyone right now in that team is not pulling their weight.
Look, Arsenal fans love to I don't know, they flop around with Odegaard so much. Like 2 years ago, they frothed him. And I probably sat on this couch saying, I like him, but to be honest, I want to see more.
Yeah.
And then last year, probably it swung the other way. And they're like, you got people saying he should leave and all this stuff. And I was probably sitting on this couch actually trying to defend him a little bit because I feel like it's always, people are really harsh on him or they're really extreme when with an opinion on Martin, right? So I think he still does his job but I think output's always been the thing for him. Can we get just fractionally more output?
Yeah.
And often it's like that extra touch. He just takes the extra touch, and I feel like it can be really annoying to watch as to why people hated him so much. So if he can just get that shot off a few more times, and he's been doing it in the preseason. So I think it is a bit of a big year for him.
Yeah.
And he'll need to perform for us to have a chance to win the league. 100%. We need 100% more output. From him if we're going to win the league. But it's an interesting watch.
Ranieri.
Going with staying in London. Going to Crystal Palace.
Yep.
Going to go with Ismaila Sarr.
Yeah.
I saw last year, I was reading the stats, and second half of the season, torn it up.
Crazy.
He was in that FA Cup semi-final as well. Yep. Against Villa, the 2 goals and the assist. And because he didn't play much in the first half of the season. But the second half he did. And, but I think it went under the radar with Eze and them winning the cup and that. But I think this season he overlooks Eze. I think he will be Palace's main man this year. And I just think,
Ismaila Sarr, literally did burst onto the scene. Four or 5 years ago now, I reckon.
Yeah,
at Watford.
Yeah.
And it's 4 years back,
around COVID, I reckon, maybe I don't know if it was pre-COVID, post-COVID, but and then he disappeared. They got relegated and he never got the move.
Did he go to Marseille?
He ended up at Marseille last 2 seasons ago. Yeah. Great season, Palace. Yeah. But they played Kamada there at the start of the year.
Is that why he didn't play? I wondered why, but I think it went under the radar a bit at the end of last year.
Yeah.
I just think this year, I think he'll be their best player. I think he'll be better than Eze. I think he'll be that guy for Palace.
Better than Eddie Nketiah? Not sure.
Not sure. The original breakout superstar. All right, from the highs to the, I guess, somewhat lows. And I've gone with, this is our first manager to be sacked, negative, but it's the Premier League. There's always managers, it's a manager merry-go-round every single season. I've gone pretty bold with this. I've stood by this call now probably for the last 5 or 6 months. Graham Potter. I've gone for the first sacked. West Ham fans, owners, there's so much expectation, and it sort of feels like what Newcastle are trying to believe right now. They think they're a big, like West Ham, obviously they are a big club, but they think they're, I think, much bigger than what they actually sit in this, modern footballing economy. And I think they expect to get rid of Moyes the way they got rid of Moyes. I think I was pretty furious with that. You can't get rid of Moyes. The job he did at that football club.
Just won a European trophy.
Yeah, they won a European trophy. Yeah. And they had an off year, I get that. But last year was no better. Lopetegui, awful. Potter, no better. Like no better at all. And I think his managerial career could be here on the line. Brighton have superseded what he did. So was he actually underperforming with that Brighton side?
Yeah, that's a great point.
He had Kukurea, he had Kaisada, he had Basuma, he had all these players.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Mate, he had them all.
McAllister, they didn't actually go to the heights that they did with the De Zerbi and now under Fabian Hertzler. And then, what happened at Chelsea was awful. But we thought, or maybe because Poch did it as bad, maybe that's their level. But then Maresca's gone and won the Club World Cup, they're world champions. And they come to this season with West Ham. Yes, they've made many signings, but you've got Bowen, you've got the full crew coming back for a second season. Thomas Souček refound himself. You've got to deliver, I think, early on. If not, I think he goes. Yep. So that's my bold shout.
Yeah, no, my first manager to be sacked is, and I don't know if it'll be first, but I'm very confident it will happen this season. Okay. I've got Eddie Howe.
Wow.
I just think Newcastle last year were like, I know they finished they finished off well, but I think the problem is that like the Newcastle ownership, I feel, is going to want to continue to see progression, right? Or at least you got to stay where you are.
Yeah.
And I think especially if they lose Isaac, I don't think the ownership will care.
Yeah,
is the reality. Like they'll want the performance. And I remember last year, it was honestly, I feel like it got so close at one point. The pressure was really building on Eddie Howe. And I just think that it's going to be, I think the top end is more competitive this year. There's a lot of guys who fell off last year who will be back. United will be back. Spurs will be more competitive. And they're going to have European football now as well. So it's like, I just feel like there's a lot more going against Newcastle this year, whereas where they had a lot circumstantially last year to allow them to sort of continue to progress. So I think they'll definitely regress, and as a result, I think Eddie will. I think his time might have come.
I think Eddie.
That's a good point. That is good, especially with them losing Isaac as well. I think because I think the big point for them, I think if they don't qualify to the round of 16 Champions League as well,
big trouble.
I think.
Yeah. Trouble. Yeah. I'll give you that. Even if he's sacked at some point in the season, I'll give you that. That's a really rogue shout.
Yeah, no, I think it will happen at some point.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I just feel like there's an expectation now that Newcastle need to perform, right? But it's just so competitive at the top. Yeah. We're going to talk about the ladder predictors.
The top 9 now. It's not the big six
anymore. They've rinsed the bottom half. And now it's super competitive at the top. Yeah. So it's hard to see when they haven't really made many reinforcements, and they're probably going to lose by far their best player. So
okay, I like it.
Oh, so I've gone a bit more simple. I've gone with Leeds manager Daniel Farke.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's ever done well in the Premier League, and I just don't think Leeds have done enough this summer to, and I don't think that's on him. I think that's the ownership, because I think he's even come out a few times and said we need more players. They lost Solomon, they haven't replaced him, and I just think it just won't end well. And I just think I think they'll be rock bottom. I think I think
that's a great shout.
I just can't. Yeah, I think he'll go first. It's probably the safest option, but I think it will happen due to his past experience in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Just can't see him doing too well, really.
That's a great shout.
And he's Pookie to keep him up. That's what's happened at Norwich. He had Pookie to back him in, but that's
I don't see a lot of Premiership quality in that team. Yeah, I think the only one I see is probably Ganato, but
I was saying that in my other video I made about the most important player for each side. He's 21, so when he arrived in the Prem, he would mean 18, 19. He showed glimpses, but I looked at his stats in the Championship last year. It wasn't earth-shattering like Ismail Assar was producing. There's a lot of pressure on him to deliver for them, because otherwise they've got no Patrick Bamford and
I think they've got up top. Hero up top. I know really well in the Championship, but it's it's a different ball game.
Yeah, it is.
The Premier League defenders, all of that. It's just And I just think they'll struggle. I look at Sunderland. I look at who's the other team, Burnley. They've made signings. You know, you've got to.
Yeah.
You know, well, we've seen before. You can make plenty of signings to still go down, obviously. But you've got to do something.
Yeah.
And they've done nothing.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, back on the positives. Start with the Golden Glove. I think sort of speaks for itself. I've gone David Raya. I feel like it can't be really anyone else.
I've also gone David Raya.
Me too.
Yeah. I feel like you have to put.
I didn't want to do Arsenal bias. Another Arsenal, because a lot of my Arsenal fans is Arsenal. But it's like
this is like the banker.
Yeah.
Because Alisson normally competes, but they've got a back two. Yeah. They haven't got really the fullbacks or wingbacks. Yeah. It's gonna be
like in City. Like who's gonna be like their number one? You know,
I hope it's Trafford, but again, you don't know.
Well, it probably will be Trafford. But in terms of I think the lock on Raya is he's going to play every game.
Yep.
Right, for sure. Mm-hmm. And we are obviously
the best
defensively very sound. Gabriel's not going to be there for the start of the season, but we are defensively very sound. I think he's one of the last 2 years now, even despite Rambo being there for the first couple of games of the previous year. And we lost Gabriel back in the last year. He still won it. So I think as much as you want to try and mix this up, I think the reality is. Right, it's going to be probably pretty uncompetitive towards the back end of the year. The Golden Glove, I could see him putting a gap on the other ones.
I think the only other show I'd probably say is probably Sales from Forest, because they haven't changed their defence much as well. They haven't really lost anyone. Yeah. But I just think like you said, I think Raya. I just think the top end teams, he's the one.
Yeah, for sure.
No Jordan Pickford heroics this year to make a late push for the Golden Glove.
No. He is serially underrated.
He's always top three in these Golden Glove.
Seriously underrated.
It's crazy.
But it is very hard to predict him to win it. It's incredibly
especially
hard.
versus an Arsenal backline that consists of Gabriel Saliba and Lewis Skelly, Calafiori, Ben
White. It's more so just the depth of defence.
The backline is incredible.
It's quality. Even the back four.
No, seriously, the back four,
even the new signing you've made, Mosquera, he's quality.
He's a hell of a player as well.
The reason why
our back four would be Calafiori, Jakob Kiwior, Mosquera, and then on the right would be Ben White.
I'll take that back for United.
That is honestly a great point. Ben White and Calafiori would
start for basically every single club. Yeah.
I mean, obviously profile, but exactly.
Yeah. Slam dunk there. Golden Boot. This is the one time I'm going to take a bit of foresight. I've gone with Isaac, and I'm putting it down to he's left Newcastle before there's too many games being played. I reckon he leaves maybe 1-2 games into the season, so he can join Liverpool and not miss too many games. And then once he's there,
if he's there, I think
I think that's interesting. I would have said, if he goes to Liverpool, I just see I see the minutes risk, like the lack of minutes. He'll obviously start, right? He'll be there. He'll be the number one, everything. But like Ekitike will play.
I think he plays on the left.
I don't know. I just think that
Gakpo.
They got Gakpo there who's going to play under Arne Slot for sure, right? I just think that the minutes he will have less cumulative minutes over the season, and I get in a more potent team, but.
I'm just going on the pure fact that Florian Wirtz for me, and I've said this now, 24 months probably going on now, the best, I have him over Musiala in terms of the number 10 in behind, best creator in world football.
But what happens with Salah? Salah's their output guy, so...
Well, it's going to become a little bit more shared, but we're talking about Salah, who's short, I keep saying this, but surely he's on the decline at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
The keys are given to Isaac. He is the man down the middle. Wirtz the one in behind him. They'll become more centrally focused as well with how narrow they're going to be at the top. They're going to end up playing, I reckon, 3 strikers almost with Ekitike, Isaac and Salah all there at the top. Yeah. I think it'd be so centrally focused. He knows how to get the tap-ins. He knows where to be inside the box, but he can score a belter as well. Yeah. I just think too many avenues to go with that. Haaland will go close, but I'm not sure about City at the start of their season. They'll take a while to get warm, so gone Isaac.
Well, I went the man you mentioned. I went Haaland. Yeah. Purely because I just think that he's obviously dominated the last 2 years. And then more so the fact that it felt like he had such an off year last year.
Yeah.
And still won by...
20 goals plus.
Yeah. How many goals he had? 26, 25?
I think he got more than that.
Was it more than that?
Yeah, I'm sure,
Well,
he got more than 20, and I think that just says enough.
Yeah, well, I think it's the fact.
Let me
have a quick check.
He had a poor year last year and still goes on to produce the numbers he did.
They've
and they can only
improved
get
their
better.
squad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Surely. So
you know,
I just think, regardless of whether they're they're bangers or not, or they're actually leading to getting more points or anything like that, I think he'll just accumulate goals, right?
22 goals from 22 XG. Like, he nailed it.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in all comps might have 30 or something, but yeah,
Yeah.
22. It's still 22 though.
Yeah, but and he played less minutes.
in a bad season as well.
Yeah, in a bad season. So
In City's worst year.
I think, and I still think, like, Haaland is capable of, or will at some point produce like a 40 goal, like 50 goal season. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
whether it's this year or not, I think he'll build to that, and I think City will return to like being much more competitive at the top end and be there around the final day. So, yeah, I think he'll be pivotal to that. At least he'll be scoring hat tricks. He'll back to the bottom teams for sure.
Yeah,
like
9 goals.
whether he does it against the top guys, that's always probably the worry with Haaland. Like, you can control him if you got the physicality and everything like that. But he is just too good for the bottom guys and puts them away.
Yeah.
I've gone with the same. I've gone with Haaland as well. I think my honourable mention would have been Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, I like that.
I think
shout,
his season last year went under the radar a bit.
Yeah.
I think he's still might have been 15 plus all comps.
Cocked a lot of criticism last year.
Yeah, definitely. And he still had a good season.
Yeah.
But I think now with him being the only striker, with Duran gone, because he left in January, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he'll be back to scoring a lot of goals. But yeah, no, same as Haaland, same reasons as you.
Yeah.
I've got not much more else to say, really.
No, valid.
Yeah, he had 16 goals and 8 assists last year.
8 assists as well, there you go.
it's
And he'll be on penalties as well, because he rotated. He was out for a bit, and Tielemans took a lot, but I think he'll be up there.
He'll be close. You're running close, yeah. All right, we've done Golden Boot, we've done Golden Glove. We've gone to signings now. We'll start with the flop signing. I don't know if this counts as a flop. I'm just thinking he's being overhyped, this signing. I've gone Simone Adingra to Sunderland. 25 million. Everyone's saying he could be the guy to keep them safe. He's such a great talent. I don't think he's all that. I've gone for a very safe one. There's no groundbreaking transfer, but I've seen a lot of like stuff on social media. People saying this is a game changing signing for Sunderland. So underrated. I think he is what he is. A handy, speedy winger. Yeah. I don't think he's all that. Again, it's no big money signing. I could go with a big name, but I just want to be. I'll be honest, I don't think he's going to be all that for Sunderland. Yeah. Granit Xhaka, Magui could be better for them, I think, this season. So
I think Granit Xhaka was a good pick.
I think that's a quality signing.
Yeah.
Quality signing. I just think for them it's up top.
Yeah.
I feel like they just needed like a proven, experienced goal scorer. Mm-hmm. I would have gone with Callum Wilson, but
he was available.
But then can you even get in the park?
Or DCL.
Yeah, DCL's available.
Yeah. Can he get in the park?
That's true. Yeah,
there's a reason why they're free agents, aren't they?
Yeah. But to make up for your lack of big names, I've actually got like 2 here.
Okay,
I had to mention both. So like, I've gone Sesko.
Yeah, obvious reasons. I can imagine that. Yeah.
Like purely Haywatch. This is like the biggest Haywatch of all time, mate. Like 007 is getting a run here.
Yeah,
but honestly, because I think Sesko will be a player at some will be a top end elite striker at some point in his career, and I think he is close. But from everything I've seen of him, he still does just look that raw, like very talented, very athletic player. But he's one of those guys where I feel like he could go on droughts throughout the season if it's not really all clicking. And yeah, I just feel like the price tag associated with all the pressure that's going to be on him, whether he actually flops or not, it's going to be so hard for him to beat the allegations, to beat the flop allegations, right? Because it's going to be so the hate watch is going to be crazy from from all social media and everything, right? Yeah. So and then sort of similarly, I feel like I have to mention this. I feel like Madueke, I feel like we spent like 50, 60 million in whatever.
I think just the expectations are so low.
Do you reckon?
I reckon. Oh, my expectations.
I reckon it's going to be a hate watch there as well. So it's going to be like Madueke. I feel like he's going to struggle to beat the allegations because he's going to struggle to get in the park half the time, right? Like I don't know how much he's going to play.
Do you reckon he's behind Saka or he's on the left?
Well, he's definitely behind Saka. Yeah, you reckon? And then I think it's more so he's on the left. So
yeah, he's no good.
So that is interesting. I don't know why we signed him. I get it, it's for depth and everything, but I just I don't know. It wouldn't have been my sort of first choice to spend the money. So, yeah, I feel like this signing could go. As you said, the expectation for you might be low, but I feel like across the board,
it's Arsenal player, so it's going to
be like there's going to be serious hey watch here, and I'm a little bit nervy for Madueke.
Can I say quickly? And I'm not going to sound too fake. I'm going to be blunt. I've never really rated Sesko. I've got to be honest. I've never.
Yeah, true.
Did I tell you? I don't think I would have spent 60 million. I wouldn't spend anywhere near that.
But is it because of the lack of strikers available? Who sort of
this is what Nathan said in multiple weeks. And they said the transfer market for strikers is a 20 million euro plus. Just it's an add-on without even saying anything. But like, I don't think this guy can work on his own. I think his best work's come when he's worked with Openda. And the goals you see, it looks good for a highlights reel, but it's the in and around the box stuff. I don't think he hasn't got that.
He's an amazing highlights reel player. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. So I think he will do that again. Yeah. He will. He will score some thunderbolt. Yeah, and he'll score some really athletic goals and stuff. Yeah. and get a lot of highlights. But I also worry that he's going to be like, I don't know what his XG numbers are, but I worry he's the type of player who misses sitters. Like I worry he's like very similar to Darwin, right? You know. Darwin scored a lot of bangers, right? And he's really athletic and he was a really raw talent who came to the league, but he never really progressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not too late for him. Like he is still relatively young and he's still going into his prime, but Sesko might be that same guy. And I just worry this year, like how much can that improvement will come over years, right? Not necessarily over weeks.
And he's supposed to be the guy now.
Yeah.
Like the prime example, I think everyone would have seen it by now, that Trivella goal he scored against Bayern.
Yeah.
Remember watching that game. Maybe it was a symbol of Leipzig's season, but he was unbelievable for the first half an hour.
Yeah.
Ghosted for another 60 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about so it's a fair shout.
And it's just United.
Yeah.
Like United
way.
No, but you guys serially do this though.
Yeah. Hoyland's the exact same player, by the way.
Like
the exact same thing.
Hoyland.
21, both. I think he was 20.
Mate, their numbers are almost identical.
That's what I'm saying. The exact same player.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let me tell you something. I had Hoyland as my breakthrough player.
Wow.
But then you signed Sesko. I thought this is moving on to my flop. I had him scoring more than Gyökeres.
Gyökeres is a flop.
If they didn't sign Sesko, Gyökeres. I think
this is the one I reckon the pressure.
The reason why, because I think it's a good striker. He'll get you goals. But I don't think he's going to get more than 15. But I was looking, I think he scored, I've got it here, I looked. I think he scored 11 of his 30-odd goals against the bottom 6 in the Portuguese league last season.
Yeah.
12 penalties.
Which...
And I think that comes into play. And I don't know, man. I just think at Arsenal, I think he'll score, but I think you've got that pressure as well of like... You've always just needed that 9 to finish the job.
I was about to say.
But I just think now it's too late. I think now everybody else has improved. Like Liverpool got strikers. I think City have got even a bit better now. Like I just think you needed him probably a year or two ago. But someone else. I don't really rate Gyökeres. I just think he's
once again like one of the strikers. Like because he's a ready-made striker. He is 70 mil or whatever, right? And probably the thing is he probably should have been more. But they had agreed upon for him to so it's like I totally agree though on the back that we've been crying out for a 9 for so long.
I just think it's too late.
We finally get one. It's like the pressure on this guy is going to be huge.
For sure.
But I think the redeeming factor for him is that he will score goals purely because he's going to be on pens, right? And
he will be.
He'll 100% be on pens, and he might get 10 of those this year. So he'll get 10 from that, and like he's going to play essentially 90 minutes every week. Like he's going to be on the park, and I just think he might not live up to the expectation of what. Well,
what you needed. What you've needed.
Like he might, but I think it'd be hard to call him a flop because I think purely on a numbers basis, he'll get at least 20 goals, and as a result, if he gets 20, 22, 23 goals, it's probably hard to call him a flop because I don't know. I just think a numbers an output thing, 22, 23 goals is like going to be hard to like discredit, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, if he gets that many, then yeah.
I still think he can be like a bit of a like underperform and get 22 goals because we've been crying out for someone to sort of make goals out of nothing is sort of the thing, right?
Yeah.
We have so much time on the edge of the box, and then like all of it, for some reason our fan base thinks oh, if we had a striker there, you just whip it in, he's going to put it in the net. It's like, well, no, that's not actually how it works. You know, like, so I don't know. I think I'm very keen to watch him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I do agree. There's a lot of pressure on that position.
Yeah, I think that's just what it is. I just think it's mainly the pressure. I just think because Arsenal have been crying out so long for that number 9,
sure.
and I just think I just don't think he's the right guy. Like I would have gone with like. Then again, we spoke about it earlier about the Isaac situation. They've only just come available now. Yeah, like in a sense.
No, Isaac would have been the one.
I think if you would have got Isaac, I feel like he would be the one where you'd win the league.
You save a Madueke. You don't buy Madueke.
The money's there.
And you add it to Gyökeres and spend a little bit more, and you get Isaac. And 100% agree. I think that would have been.
Yeah. I just don't know. I think that's probably me hate watching as well. Spurs fan, hoping he doesn't do well. Listen, he's not a bad striker. He's a good striker. We've seen it. He did well in the Champions League too. I just think overall, against top defenders as well. Like back to the stat of the bottom 6 in the Portuguese league. I think when you come up against your Van Dijk, Shaqiri, I think he will struggle a lot more. Yeah. But we'll see.
That's my to finalise it off. That's my big thing with him. I think he'll be really, really good against those bottom teams, and I think that's important for Arsenal because Arsenal have had times in the last 2 years where like Luton away, Bournemouth at home. I think of these like last minute winners. A guy like Gyökeres there, you win that game in 60 minutes. The problem being though, against like when United sit back as a back 5 because we don't want to lose the game. When Spurs go 4-4, 2 banks of 4. Does he have that ability to break that game apart?
Yeah, of course,
and look, the Champions League, we've seen more at City, fantastic that game, but that's always for a striker in the Premier League. That's that final like tick of approval. And that's why Isaac is regarded now as number 1, or for me, he's regarded number 1, because any game, any team, he will give you goals.
He's one of them players as well where like, I feel like he can. I know strikers are different and they play differently, but I think with Isaac, it's like you put him up against a Van Dijk or something, and I actually think he has a chance.
Yeah,
Isaac is that guy though. Like, he is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think him best striker in the league. Yeah, above Haaland, I think.
I mean, different striker to Haaland,
but it's because Haaland does it for me. Like against United, I know I'm fearful of him, but I'm more fearful of Bernardo Silva popping up because the way we defend him, like Kevin De Bruyne, whereas you go into small teams, in about a 6, but against those big teams, he's sometimes going to go missing. Yeah, it's about if Gyökeres can do a bit of both. I think that's the big thing. Yeah, all right, from worst or flop signing to best signing. We mentioned City a lot, and I've gone with Tijani Reinders. I think this is an unbelievable get. I think it's around 60 million for him. I've got written here the yin to the Rodri Yang, sort of like they work, part and parcel. It was fantastic for Milan last in the Champions League. Tore it up versus Real Madrid in that midfield. I think he's perfect for them. It means that Nico Gonzalez disappears, but with Rodri and Tijani Reinders in midfield, it's probably the best combination, in front of the back line in the Prem. Definitely. You got ball carrying ability. You've got good and tight space. They can both pass out of pressure. Reinders shined at the Euros last season. I think he's a hell of a signing, and for relatively cheap. Milan obviously had a tough year, 9th last year. He stood out. They have to sell a player like that because he needs Champions League footy. I think this is a great get, and it won't show until we get to that match week 25 if City is still in the title race, because he can help Rodri out in midfield. I think that'll be so underrated this year.
I said Gyökeres. So I can see a world.
It's a Spurs Arsenal fan.
I can see a world where what you're saying does happen, but I don't believe that's what will happen. I think the presence of a striker in our team will draw the defense away from where putting so much pressure on Saka and the wingers and everything to allow them to have a little bit more free room and probably give Odegaard more time on the ball and all those sort of things, right? So I just think having a prolific striker in the team, or the thought of a prolific striker in the team, will overall benefit our team so much that whether Gyökeres does score 30 goals or not, right? And I love that the agenda with strikers has changed a lot in the last couple of years as well. Like 30 goals is now like,
have to do it.
they're like the number to be successful, right? Whereas it used to be 20 plus, right?
20
like you get 20 plus, that's golden boot most years. So I think he himself will have a successful year, but I also just think in hindsight, when we look at the season in retrospect and where it's going to let the Gunners finish, where we're going to finish as a result of this, I think it'll be the signing of the season in hindsight.
Yeah.
You know, poor Havertz might not touch grass anymore or something like that.
He's Jack though. That's
I'm worried about him. He's the one in all this. If we're going to play Nwaneri more, the name's a bit of a butcher. But
where does he fit?
Well, yeah, that's the issue, right? Like, you know, Nwaneri might play on the right, and then Havertz gets some time through the middle, you know, sort of in like a 2. But I don't know. I worry about Havertz. I worry about Kai.
I'm not sure how he gets
I'm not sure how he gets in the grass. Yeah. But yeah, maybe we're trying to win the quadruple.
Yeah,
so
we should be.
And he'll be our FA Cup striker.
Yeah. That guy. Your best signing?
Gone for Chelsea's new number 9, João Pedro. I think it's just something they've needed. They've just been missing, and I think it's a good time for them.
João Pedro is the solution?
Yeah, I think he gets the goals. I just think they need a goal scorer.
He's looked good in pre-season.
Yeah, and I just think I really liked him for Brighton, even when he used to come off the left and stuff. But yeah, no, I just think he gets goals. I think he's a 20 plus a season. This season, I think. The only thing is the minute watch, because obviously with Delap, I don't think he's going to be completing 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But I just think we'll see the massive difference in Chelsea. Like, I think Chelsea will have a really good season.
I agree.
Champions League and Premier League, I think they will be up there. And then I think he will be a big part to it. And I think it takes a bit of pressure off Palmer having that. And I think it will allow him to thrive a bit more as well. But yeah, I'll go on Pedro. I think he's the answer. I think so.
I'm not convinced with João Pedro.
Aren't you?
No.
I wasn't until I saw what they did to the semi-finals and the final of the Club World Cup. That was different. That was football. Like, that was awesome to watch.
Mate, he'd love playing
I don't think anyone cares about the Club World Cup though. I don't know.
But like the run in wasn't that great. But semi-final and final, like, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, no,
and
the
fluidity in their front line now. Like, fluidity can go 2 ways. It can be just chaos, or it can be just like beautiful to watch. The way that Enzo can just drift out left sometimes, allow Palmer inside. They've got Caicedo and Reece James midfield, so all the attackers can just go. Like, it's free reign. And then you got Gittins, you've got Neto, Pedro. I think it's all going to work as some like orchestra almost. It's going to work together.
Make it work.
And I think Palmer and Pedro as 2 floaters in front of that back 4. It's just too dangerous.
My worry with João Pedro is I've just never seen him as like a 90 minutes week in week out player.
That's his only problem.
Is
that not just Danny Welbeck's problem though? Because Danny Welbeck's that good of a striker that you have to play Danny Welbeck.
No, I just don't think I think he can go missing. Like, that's the player he is. I think he can go missing, and once again, like, he's one of those guys. I know he's still very young, but he's been actually around for a while. So he was also at Watford, I believe.
Yeah, he was Watford.
Years back, and then he went to Brighton, obviously, and look, like, he has been good, but I think the price tag was reflective of where he's at. Like, I think that's sort of probably the top end of what you pay for him, right? 60 mil. And no, I think he will have great moments and he'll have great games. Like, he'll put 2 or 3 past, and you'll think, yeah, for sure. But then when he goes missing, I think that there'll be the same story about like crying out for like a prolific, like permanent number 9 sort of thing. And maybe that's like where Delap comes in.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, you know, when he's not there, you bring Delap on and it gives you that different makeup. Or maybe, as you said, João Pedro just won't start every game and they will play Delap. Maybe that's the way it'll work. And that could work, but I worry with João Pedro as in I feel like he just has the potential to go missing. But we'll see.
Classic strikers.
A bit reckless as well of a player. Well, can rack up a suspension. And
definitely.
And obviously that plays a part.
Yeah, like will lose his head. Like it'll be stupid. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
I just think that's just something that comes with age, and I think being under such a, no disrespect to Brighton, but bigger team now, and I think more leaders around him. I think he'll.
And Maresca's got like a lot of presence as well.
Yeah, of course. So. Yeah, we've seen that. Yeah, and I think. Yeah, I can just see him doing really well. I think he'll thrive. I liked him at Brighton. I really did. I like him as a striker, and obviously being able to play on that wing as well just offers that versatility. And I think, I reckon 20 plus goals and assists, Premier League, he'll have a great season. Yeah. And I think with the price tag as well, I think that's just kind of normal now. Just like that 50 million is like the 20 million it was.
Yeah.
It's like back to you, bet
Madueke. So you reckon 20 plus goals and assists is a like great season, a good season? Like what do you think?
Good season.
Yeah, I would say good season.
Good. I would say great.
Yeah, I'd say 25, probably 25 plus.
Is when
you get into great.
It's probably like, great season. And obviously it depends on how many wins and stuff they get. But yeah, I would say 20 plus goals and assists for João Pedro is probably like a part, more than a pass mark, but is in like a pass good mark. And then
you look at your B plus, A minus. Then if you go with your 25,
it's been a good sign.
Yeah.
I just think that 20 plus makes the difference for Chelsea. I think that's why I think I've gone for him, just because he makes the difference.
Yeah, for sure. No, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
He gets output. He's one of those guys. He does get output
For sure.
Yeah, I think if Chelsea go well this year, they score a shit ton of goals.
That attack is lethal.
Yeah.
And I think that new lad, the Brazilian lad, I think he'll do well as well. I know it's hard because he's raw, but I think when he comes in, he'll do well. I think their attack is just scary, man. Scary.
What's great, you've handballed me perfectly because my young player of the year, for a second time, I think, man, will be Cole Palmer. He's 23 come the start of the season, so he just qualifies.
I thought you could only win it once.
I checked. It said you can win it multiple times.
Are you sure?
On Google's thing this for me. Have I gone earlier?
I
asked Google.
I think you're right.
Bro,
I
thought
think Delhi was when Delhi played. I'm pretty sure he.
I thought you could only
Win it once. I've had a mayor here. When I asked Google AI, it was like, yeah, no, you can win it. You can win it multiple times. I didn't even check the print. I just asked Google AI.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, continue talking.
Yeah, I beg. Just fact check me while I'm doing this. 15 goals, 11 assists last season. 3 goals, 2 assists in the Club World Cup after 6 games. He has like 60 goal contributions.
No limit there, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, so he can win it.
Wait, Phil Foden won it 3 years in a row, apparently.
There we go.
Yeah,
He didn't. Did he?
I thought he won it 2 times. I didn't know he won it 3
times.
times.
It was 3, yeah. I thought he
But
won
look,
it 2.
I think it's a perfect case because what you said. I'm so glad you put João Pedro because it just leads on perfectly.
That's crazy. I would have probably changed. I might change my mind.
Because Chelsea this season are going to be one hell of a team. Like, really, really good to watch. Probably the I feel like for me it was like when Arsenal started to get good. I used to really enjoy watching Arsenal play because it was freedom.
Yeah,
it was
way,
attacking.
Hate to say
it wasn't so. I used to watch you guys week in week out. 2 years ago, I used to love watching Arsenal play because it was freedom. It was flowing. It was Saka. It was just goals in that final.
Yeah,
Odegaard was freedom.
Better watch than our card.
Yeah, but it happens though. You have this sort of like the next step era, and I think that's what Chelsea are in. They're in that like we're about a year or so away from maturing and becoming that great side. Sure. But like you said, they're gonna be the great entertainers in the Champions League, Premier League, could win a Carabao Cup.
You reckon this is like that? You reckon that's where they are in their
This is like that. Yeah, that Arsenal from 2 or 3 seasons ago now, where it's really entertaining to watch. I reckon I don't want to give it away too early, but top 4 finish for them. Yeah. They'll be a really, really good team. I think Cole Palmer and João Pedro, I think it's just going to be too hard to stop this season.
I think, like I said, he takes the pressure off Palmer's shoulders a bit, and I think that will allow him to be even better than last year.
I think back to 30 goal contributions again this season in that 2010.
Yeah, no, I mean, on the basis that you can win it more than once, which I for some reason didn't.
I made sure I checked.
No, you are correct.
Yeah.
Then I'm actually going to Cole Palmer.
Yeah, Cole Palmer.
Because I was going to go Florian Wirtz, but I just think that like Palmer is like so influential in that team, and he's so guaranteed to get numbers that like, yeah, it's just going to be hard for him to, as long as Chelsea have a decent season, which is, I mean, no, they probably need to have a good season. Like I agree, I think they're pushing for top 4. Then yeah, I think Cole Palmer is going to be instrumental into that, and as a result, will be a great chance for Young Player of the Year, if not like Player of the Year.
Yeah,
definitely. I've got to be Florian Wirtz. Yeah. It was close between them two.
Yeah.
But I just think I think Salah's going to slowly decline. I still think he'll have a great season. But I think he will be their standout player that will get them over the line. And I just think every time I watched him in the Euros, watched him a few times at Leverkusen, I just think he's just different gravy. Yeah. He's so good, man. And I think and I don't think the price tag is one of them. I don't think he's one of them players that will feel the pressure. I think it won't bother him. I think he'll thrive. He'll thrive under that pressure. And I think being in a team like that anyway, where the attack is so just, they're used to playing together.
You're like bound to get involved.
Yeah, it's easy for him in a way. You know, like it's easy. So I think he's my young player of the year. I think he'll do great.
Man, if they get Isak, that is such a
It's scary, man. It's so scary. Champions League and Premier League is looking scary.
You can compete in every single cup because you've got like 3 forwards for every single position. They're so
That's a quadruple team right there.
Yeah, well, you'd expect to, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
that team.
Yeah,
honestly, if they were to get Isak and then you just like, and then even though we've signed 2 players, like that was the thing last year, is you compare our front 3 to like Liverpool's front 3, and it's like taking the piss, you know?
Yeah.
And then it'll still be taking the piss even though we've signed Gyökeres and Madueke. It's like, well,
it's to a next level now.
Mate, theirs is still so much better than ours.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, man.
Well, Barca or Liverpool for front 3, who would you take?
with Isaac.
Liverpool.
With Isaac.
Oh, 100% taking Liverpool, man.
Yeah.
Like, front four. Like,
with
Verts.
Verts.
Yeah, if you're playing Verts at like the 10.
Even front three, I think I'd still take. See, Barca got Yamal.
I think I would take Barca's front three.
Because you got Rafinha on the left, Yamal
I forgot about
right.
Rafinha.
Yeah. I think I'd take Barca's like front three, but then if it's like a front four, then I'm taking Verts.
But if you went to 4, you can be cheeky and put Pedro in the left and Rafinha in the 10.
Yeah, but I'm still putting in. I'm taking Verts. I'm taking Verts.
What's the front three for Liverpool? You reckon? It's if they get Isaac? Do you reckon it's Ekitike, Isaac, Salah, or?
I think it's.
I'm going Gakpo.
Gakpo, Isaac.
I feel for Ekitike, this could just end disastrously.
Yeah.
Because he is. I think Liverpool's a really, really big move, but I was thinking more like PSG sort of region, go back to PSG and finish what you started in a weaker league, and then sort of learn the Champions League ropes. Whereas if he gets thrown in here, either going to be the number one striker if he doesn't sign, or you're going to be forced out to the left. And for his career, the way he was going last season, it was unstoppable.
He played against us a few times, and he was in the Europa League. He was quality, and I just think he should have gone to Newcastle. I think if they're going to sell Isaac, I think he's the perfect replacement.
Man, the Isaac thing is thrown like a spanner in the works for like all the clubs. It's mental.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The only thing I can say is he worked really well with Marmoush last season, Ekitike, before Marmoush left. So there's hope there that he can play. The only problem, I say it with City a lot, you can play Marmoush as inside forward, Haaland down the middle, but Savinho is like your right winger, like on the touchline. Salah's not a touchline winger, so it becomes a little bit cramped. That's the only problem with that. Player of the year.
Ooh, this one.
I don't even know if I don't believe myself, but I've gone with Van Dijk for the reason the numbers won't back this up, but the year he won Player of the Year, I think will be that type of performance where they're going to score a shit ton of goals, but they're going to be so vulnerable defensively, and it's going to be an award of pure just eye test, I feel, and that's why I don't know if I can believe myself because it's such a stat-heavy world we live in.
And the league is unreal this year.
It's unbelievable.
We've signed literally nearly every best player from the other leagues.
The league
2.5 billion has been spent for the Premiership versus I think 500 million for the next closest league. Like it's
insane.
I just think if Liverpool win the league, they needed they can't be conceding tons of goals.
It's going to be the same. Yeah, it's going to be like when Trent was and Robbo were like on the wings.
It's going to be Konate and Van Dijk like running back with like 3 attackers, and they're going to have to be backpedal and work it out. I think we're going to see some like historic type. We'll remember these type of challenges where Van Dijk's making these ridiculous, rescue challenges. Yeah. It might send his career 2 years short. This might be because he's going to be worked.
How old is he now?
34 this season.
Really?
I think he's 33, 34.
I thought he was like early 30s, not like getting towards mid.
Yeah, that's like this is it for him. This is going to be the last push.
That's crazy. I didn't know he was that old. And you know what? Fair play.
But I think if they win it, he has to be ridiculous.
If you take that into consideration as well, how old he actually is, and
he just turned 34. Yeah.
Wow, just turned 34. I thought he was like 32. That's crazy.
Because when he won it initially, yes, he was ridiculous. That was pre-injury and stuff, but they still had that incredible front line. So this is it's not out of the realms of possibility that if they win the league and they run away with it, it might be due to what him and Konate do. I think the age thing and the way they're going to play their football, I think he's going to really stand out. He's going to be so obviously their most important player. He is their most important player. But last year, you could argue Salah and stuff like that, but I think he'll stand out like a sore thumb in this Liverpool side. So I've gone him Player of the Year.
I've gone, I don't know how many times like a DM centre mid's won it, but I've gone Declan Rice.
Whoa.
That's a good show.
That's
a good show, to be honest.
Yeah, true. Rodri did. Yeah. Very good point. So, yeah, no, I just think that, one, I think we'll see him finally, consistently play further up the pitch. With Zucmani coming in. And Norgard, if he's going to play on the pitch as well, will definitely be the deepest lying. So, and I just think I just think if we win the league, the attack will rotate more often. I don't think Odegaard's going to be super instrumental in his involvement. And I think Saka will obviously should be elite, but I think the distribution up top is going to be more spread.
Yeah,
and I think we'll see a role where Decky Rice is the first name on the team sheet. And probably getting more contributions in the Prem than we've seen, because he obviously started getting the Champions League ones and obviously the 2 free kicks and everything. But yeah, I just think he'll be probably our most important player.
Yeah.
And probably going to go under the radar a little bit in terms of how important he is in this team with the Gyökeres signing and Saka being fit, like, fully fit again. And I feel like there's a lot of talk everywhere else in our team besides Declan Rice. Yeah. And yet this guy is still like probably our best player,
Yeah, I agree with that. I rate him high.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's probably very similar to the Rodri thing, like when Rodri won Ballon d'Or and Player of the Year and everything, it was like the talk leading into that season was still essentially all in Haaland and KDB and, like
Foden and all them.
Yeah, and Foden, like everywhere around him, right? And then
that's Rodri.
It's like the reality is this is the guy who's going to play every minute on the pitch.
Yeah.
And and just like dictate what's going on. So I mean,
I'd agree. Yeah.
Everyone's made signings and everything, but I'm super keen to see our team like on the park with Zubimendi in there and just like a different feel up top. I'm so keen.
Yeah. Third seasons as well with massive in Prems. I feel like those in Arsenal.
Cool. So we're going with a bit of a bold one. I've gone with Man United player.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
This is a write-off.
I know.
He's never leaving the set now.
Where's it? Which one is it? This one. I'm going.
Look down the lens.
Bruno.
Oh, Bruno.
I think with him having those players in front of him this year, I think he'll stand penalties and stuff, and I just think it's bold, but I think he'll just excel. I think.
But where do United have to finish for Bruno to win Player of the Year?
Top 5. Champions League.
Probably possible.
It's got to be top 4, surely. Like you can't win Player of the Year not being in the
Champions League now. Because the Premier League's so strong.
Man United as well.
So and it's Man United, and I just think he will be that difference maker.
It's Man United. I was waiting you pick it up.
No, I think it's quality, and I think he's been waiting for it now. I think he's just needed some help, similar to the Palmer situation.
He's definitely needed a lot of help for sure.
I think a lot of pressure will be off his shoulders, and he'll be able to just do a lot more of just Bruno things, and I just think he'll do so well this year. I know he's got a Bermo, Cunha, Sesko. I just think he'll thrive, and I think he'll be the reason why Man United do so well in all competitions. I think I'm going bold for it. Yeah, it's one of them. It's like they're either going to do ass like last year, or I think they'll do really well. But I think this is the year where they do really well.
Can I ask then, United's midfield 4 and then front 3, how would you structure that up? Because to this day, I do not know what I want for my midfield and front 3.
Go with, obviously, Sesko up top.
Yeah.
Berman on right. I don't know what format. Is he 4?
So it's one striker with 2 10s and then 2 central midfielders and 2 wing backs. I think Dorgu and Ahmad are picking themselves as the wing backs.
Yeah. So what do you have behind the 2 10s?
Just 2 central midfielders. So 1 6 and 8.
He goes the 8.
He's the 8.
He's the 8. I would put the 10, but you put Cunha and Ramo there.
Okay. Because I was thinking about this yesterday. Does this end up?
It's hard.
Yeah.
A part of me thought he'd be in the 10, but I don't. They'll play in Bremo. He's got to play. And Cunha. But I still think, he'll be a very advanced 8. He'll be helping a lot. And I think, he does a lot of defensive contributions as well, Bruno. He's box to box everywhere, I think. I just think he'll have a fantastic year, man. I really think he will. He'll be the difference maker. Like I said, he just needed the help, and I think he's got it now, and I think they'll do well. United, I normally hate watching United, but I think this year, they'll do well, man.
Yeah. No, Europe is so massive.
Yeah, it's massive. It's so that massive. 1 game a week is going to make a difference, and that's what's going to make them better than all the other teams that are in Europe this year. Because I think a lot of the teams that are in Europe are going to struggle. It's going
to be a big one.
Yeah, it's bold, but I think
I like it.
And I think Rice was in my top 3 as well. Yeah. Rice was in there, but I thought, you know what, Bruno, I believe this year.
I like it. Converted him.